Okay, Shalom. First off, I'm going to give all praise and honor and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushua,
Ba'Hashem, Rakah, double honors to the apostles and the elders of the Great Millstone. And a sincere shalom to the Akim that's out there pushing in the sincerity and the truth. Right off the bat, you know, it's New Year's Eve, whatever you want to call it. And that's basically what we're going into. We're going into prophecy, you know. Yeah. And the question that I have is, what exactly is a new year in a society like this? You know, was 2019 a new year? What about 2018, 17, 16, 15 on back? You know, in fact, we mentioned last time when Yahushua got hung on the cross, that was the last days, you know, and that's what prophecy started, you know, really started. Now we just getting more and more into it. Now we got this article here. Before we proceed on.
Well, let me get a scripture first.
Okay.
Before you start, well, go ahead and read the article, and I'll get the Well, you know what? Let me get a scripture real quick.
Okay.
We're gonna open up with a scripture. Let me just go off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Let me go to Isaiah 47. It says 47:1 says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O ye virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne of the daughter of the Chaldeans," which is the so-called white man today. "For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate." And that's what you see happening with America, man. Or Babylon, we'll say Babylon the Great. It's the whore of the world. That you see that nobody is giving America the credit, you know. Everybody knows about the rape, robbery, and murder. All the nations of the earth hates the whore. Okay, Lord willing, we'll get into that later as well. Go ahead.
Yep. Now this article right here is protesters attack U.S. embassy in Iraq, chanting "Death to America." It says President Trump blamed Iran after demonstrators breached the compound's outer wall. Tensions are high after American airstrikes killed members of an Iraq-backed militia. Right.
Okay.
Let me see. I'm trying to find.
Should be a big article on that.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. It says protesters broke into the heavily guarded compound of the United States Embassy in, I think that says Baghdad, on Tuesday.
Is it Baghdad?
Baghdad, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the city over in Iraq.
Right. On Tuesday, and set fires inside in anger over American airstrikes that killed 24 members of an Iranian-backed militia over the weekend. It says the men did not enter the main embassy buildings and later withdrew from the compound, joining thousands of protesters.
Hey, so, but I thought they called us the hate group and shit.
Right. Yep. And militia fighters outside chanting "Death to America." Throwing rocks, covering the walls with graffiti, and demanding that the United States withdraw its forces from Iraq.
Everybody's fed up with this place, man.
Yeah, pretty much.
And each year, I just heard on the news, North Korea jumped in. I might be able to look that up. But even North Korea jumped in on the scene. They're getting pissed off, man. Which they've been back and forth with this thing with America, but North Korea is even pissed off, man. Okay, let me read the scripture as you jump to that. This is Psalms 10:1. Okay, 10:2. Let me see, 10:2. It says, the wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken by the devices they have imagined. For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blesseth the covetous, whom the Lord abhorreth. The wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after Yahweh. God is not in all his thoughts. Okay? So the the so-called white man and all his boasting and his proudness, you know, the Lord is going to bring, take the councils of the world together to bring this devil down, man. Okay? And the wicked in his pride don't persecute the poor, man. And they persecute the Israelites on high levels, but they persecuting all nations around the globe. Okay? You know, Habakkuk is a good one. I believe Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, 2 and 1. If there's more on that, you can go on that.
I'm trying to see where it says North Korea. I don't know if it's going. I don't know if it says in the North Korea.
Well, it's just supposedly it happened, so.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
Say Habakkuk 2.
2, yeah, and 1. Okay, so there's a lot of prophecies taken off, and it sounds cliche because you hear it say this over and over and over again. But you wait till that time come, man. Okay, you wait till there's no more food, you know. Let me go to Psalms 2 and 1. This is another one I was looking at. This is Psalms 2 and 1. Why do the heathens rage? And the people imagine a vain thing. The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us break the bands of sunder and cast away their cords from us. So you Arabs, so-called Ishmaelites, and you know, our people mixed amongst them, but as a nation, you consulted together against the people, you know? I mean, it was that they taking counsel, they taking crafty counsel. You helped, you made the good ship Jesus, the good ship Abigail, Zion. You made all these ships and brought us over here into slavery. So the Edomite got to catch it hard, man. You know? Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Habakkuk 2 and 1. And I was standing upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie.
Right.
Though it tarry, wait for it.
Get Isaiah 55. You can keep reading. Hold what you got. Get Isaiah 55 and 8. I'm looking for the article here. I'm looking at this thing with North Korea.
Okay.
But when he read that, scripture came to my head. I think it's 55 and 9. Somewhere around. Try 10. Try 10. Read that over Terry. Okay.
It says, wait for it.
Read up over it.
Verse 3 again.
Yeah.
It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie.
Right. Everything the Lord said is not going to be a lie. Go ahead.
Though it tarry, wait for it.
All right. Go ahead. Read what you got.
Right. This is Isaiah 55 and 10. It says, for as the rain cometh down.
Try 9.
Okay.
9.
It says, for as the heavens are higher.
Try 8.
It says, for my thoughts are not your thoughts.
There you go.
Neither are your ways my ways.
Okay.
Saith the Lord.
Right. Keep going.
For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways.
Go ahead.
And my thoughts than your thoughts.
Right. So everybody think that the Lord is supposed to love everybody. Everybody can jump on board and be on a good ship, Jesus coming back, right? Keep going. Yep. The Lord said your thoughts are not his thoughts.
Right.
Okay? That proves that to have have a special people to himself proves that your thoughts ain't his thoughts. Go ahead.
God. Shalaki. It says, for as the rain cometh down, and the snow from the heaven, and returneth not thither, but watereth the earth, and maketh it bring forth and bud, that it may give seed to the sower, and bread to the eater.
Right.
So shall, verse 11, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth.
So when he says that the Lord, read that again.
Verse 3.
Yeah.
It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time,
Right.
but at the end it shall speak.
Yeah, so at the end it shall speak. The Lord said, just as the water and the heavens and the dew come down on the planet, guess what? His word will not return void. You know, like you get a check, and they write void on it and they return it because you ain't had no money in your bank account. Man, the Lord's not playing, man. You know? That also brings me to the scripture. It was one of your favorite scriptures. I'm trying to remember. Was it Daniel? Or was it Peter? First Peter 3. It was Peter 3 and 3.
2 Peter 3 and 9.
2 Peter 3 and 9. All right, go ahead. These are all those scriptures we learned.
Yeah, they're all relevant. The scriptures never get old.
Nope.
And it says, and not lie.
Go ahead.
That when it said and not lie, that also reminded me of Malachi 3:6.
Right.
It says, though it tarry, wait for it,
Right.
because it will surely come. It will not tarry.
Okay, let me hold what you got. I'm looking right here. The article, it says North Korea on the verge with a question mark. It said, we are extremely alarmed by the reports that North Korea is preparing for another nuclear test. We have now reached a new stage of crisis on the Korean Peninsula. Wait a minute. You mean to tell me only America can detonate nuclear bombs and make tests? You know? Russia do it. They ain't really saying much about Russia. They're trying. But when they're really trying to target the weaker nations, so-called,
Right.
and say they're not allowed to have nuclear weapons. Okay? And if another small Middle Eastern country rolls up and said, we want to make nuclear weapons, then the U.S. got a problem with that.
Sure do.
See, they've always managed to take whatever was a threat and make it wicked. They put the war on terrorists on terror, and that's why they got themselves set up in the Middle East. Because you sheeple, you stupid people, you believe everything the media say. That's why they put that stuff up there. The Black Hebrew Israelite. He went around slaughtering and shooting Jewish people. Man, niggas, and then he said he had a pipe bomb.
Where you get a pipe bomb from?
Niggas don't carry pipe bombs, man. Come on, man. They way off. Negroes don't carry pipe bombs, man. When you see a nigga with a pipe bomb,
That proves that was
that's all fake.
That was just set up.
They
gave that to him.
That's all fake. Anyway, it says to prepare and respond to the growing emergency plowsharing. You know, that reminds me of the scripture, the plowshares. Fund has activated a network of partners and grantees to do everything we can to help pull us back from the brink of an accidental war. We are advocating a viable yet firm approach that freezes North Korea's nuclear weapon program. See, they're putting the boogeyman out there on North Korea. They don't have a right to have nuclear weapons. Shit. Only America can do it.
Only America.
This is the same country that dropped the bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Yep.
You know? Look that up, man. Look that up if you can.
The bombing?
Yeah, the atom bomb. Look up the atom bomb dropped on Hiroshima. And let's go into that, man. You see, you devils got a lot to pay for. This is all you do. You go around rape, robbing, murdering, destroying the planet, destroying the earth, destroying the sea. They got floating islands, man. Bigger cities of trash.
Trash.
You know, you just destroy everything. Your air is polluted, your water is polluted, you're drinking out of plastic, Now, when I was younger, we had glass we drank out of. But even still, man, it was all wicked. You know? Go
I
ahead.
think they got that trash out on the globe now. It's part of it now. Part of what I seen.
They got the sewage system with all the trash and the sewage is going to one place and they're trying to bury it in the earth. It's time for this man to get taken out of power. He's just done too much.
Using the earth as a trash can, man.
That's all he's doing.
That's all it is.
They dig miles deep. They got landfills. Okay, and they say the Native Americans was so uneducated, and they were what do they call them? People who was not civilized, right? Since when did you see the Native Americans running around with a trash dump full of toxic waste? Now they harness atoms and plutonium and all kinds of madness. Styrofoam, plastic. I mean, come on. Dead carcasses. They got shit plants. You know what I'm saying? It's just horrible, man.
Yep.
This man has not been good to the earth. He's been a poor leader of the entire planet. And now he just went out of space. Not out of space, but he done went up in the globe orbit. And then they have what you call space trash, man. So now you go up there, trash cans and shit flying all over the place.
Yeah.
Hey, come on, man. Probably got tires floating all around the globe.
They probably do.
All kinds of broken up satellites just floating with capacitors, wires all flying all over the place.
Don't be surprised.
Old flat panel
They
TVs.
said that's what actually be going on.
Don't be surprised
Satellites hit each other.
if you see one day see something blocking the sun. Like, what the hell is that? It's just like a goddamn trash can.
A big dumpster floating around in there. I mean, this white man has done nothing good for the planet, man. He's done nothing good for this earth. Go ahead. Go ahead. And we laugh, man, but it's sick.
It is. It is sick.
This man is sick.
Yeah.
He has to be flushed.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Literally.
He has to be flushed, man. Go ahead.
Alright. It says, behold his soul, which lifted up is not upright in him.
There's nothing upright in this man. Okay? We could go on to this new year and the next 100 New Years complaining about this man and what he's done and what he hasn't done. He's GMOing foods.
Yep.
They've taken the enzymes out of the that's what genetically modified is. They've taken the enzymes out because out of the GMO foods, the insects think the damn food is dead. So now they gotta spray all kind of pesticides on it because they've taken the seed out. Like that's why you got apples with no seeds, watermelons, seedless watermelons. Everything has a seed, but they're taking it all out.
They're taking it out.
Why? So they can control and harness the food market. When technically everybody's supposed to have their own form of garden or go to a marketplace and trade for what you can have and not. We're supposed to live with the earth, man.
I don't know what's wrong with just doing all the things that we are supposed to do instead of doing all this GMO stuff.
That's why the mother countries hate this place, man.
Right.
And they're going after the whore.
And people don't know. None of you know, truly know, and none of us truly know what a quote unquote happy New Year is in a society like this. All the things that that you just listed, it's crazy. You constantly living in poison. You constantly living in this big lie, and then you hate us for breaking out of this lie.
Right.
And if being hated is the cost of breaking out of a lie and not living a lie anymore, so be it then.
So be it.
But I got that
Yeah, go ahead.
atom bomb.
Right.
And it's kind of short because they kind of skipped it to the point. They said the United States detonated 2 nuclear weapons over the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki on August 6th and 9th, 1994. I mean 1945. So like,
yeah. So if we even had some form of weapon that can destroy not even a city block but a house, they would call us a terrorist.
right.
They're able to take atoms. The word atom comes from atmosphere, and they're fracturing atoms. And what that does is like bringing the sun down here to the planet.
Right.
Harnessing molecules, plutonium, radioactivity, just destruction. And when that sun came down, that atom bomb exploded. That's what you call an artificial sun. That's pretty much what it is an artificial sun. And that melted, people was talking about the skin just melted right off them. Some of them just turned burnt to ash.
Immediately.
And the ones who lived, they suffered until their insides melted from the radiation.
That's crazy.
Because your insides just liquefied.
Yeah.
Now they went from the atom bomb, from nuclear fusion to nuclear fission to splitting atoms. Now they got nuclear fission. That's why you got the nuclear bomb from the nucleus.
Yep.
That's crazy. They done went into the nucleus of it and started fusing atoms.
Right.
Now they got the nuclear bomb they got now makes the atom bomb look like a stick of dynamite.
And this right here, he said with the consent of the United Kingdom,
right,
with an agreement. It says the 2 bombers killed between 129,000
wow,
and 226,000 people, most of them whom were civilians and remained the only use nuclear weapons in armed conflict.
So in other words, this white man has found a way through the stupid sheeple population to tell people we can detonate this kind of destructive force on a people, and the people will accept it. Because America accepted. And you know what they put in the curriculum to the school? They said the reason why those bombs was detonated because it was meant to save lives. That's what they said. That's what they told me. I remember I was young. They said because if the bomb never got detonated, then the war would have continued and more people would have died in the long run.
But isn't that still killing people?
Yeah, but now you've dropped an atom bomb on people. Even to this day, there's effects from that atom bomb being dropped.
So what do you want to say then?
That's the devil for you. That's why we call him the devil. And our people, every last one of you that want to follow this white man to your destruction too. You got New Year's and everybody going together to get black eyed peas and chicken and drinks.
Yep.
They're gonna set New Year's resolutions. Okay. The next week, these women gonna be whores again.
What was that place? Something Good Eats.
Yeah, they
Hip
gonna
Hop Good Eats.
Hip Hop Good Eats. All these crazy places they set up for Jake, man.
Mm-hmm.
See, when we found out that everything according to the Bible, this man don't like. And he's against everything this Bible speaks of. You can marry your dog. You can put a wedding ring or a partner ring around a dog's paw. Or around his ankle or whatever. This place is sick.
It is sick.
The military has passed a law allowing you to marry your pet. You can have sex with your animal. In the military. That shows the weakness and the demise of this place.
Right.
Okay? Go back to what you got.
All right. It says, but the just shall live by his faith. Yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who abideth larger his desire as hell and as death, and cannot be satisfied.
Yeah, he can't be satisfied, man. That's why you can break it down.
I'll just break down the whole thing that I just read.
All right.
It says, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. So, a proud man, as you already see, Jake out here are proud, but they got that proudness from Esau, which the Lord gave it to Esau, because they got the sword. They're like one of the most proudest people on this planet, but yet they're going around bombing people. It says, neither keepeth at home. That's like I said, they already go around bombing all kinds of countries. They never stay at their place, wherever they be at. They go everywhere around this globe. Whatever they be doing, bombing, using this earth as a trash can.
Yep. A destructive force. This man is a destructive force, man. Okay, let me read this. It says, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has said he is ending the suspension of nuclear and long-range missile tests put in place during talks with the U.S. Now, they say the so-called black man, we're niggers and the Hispanics are spicks, and we just shoot and kill each other and hurt each other. This is all orchestrated by oppression in the so-called society. But these people, they on other levels. They try to kill on different levels.
Yep.
And they've already done it with your health care, man. You know?
Got all kinds of things. These things that Esau be using.
Yeah, there's really no such thing as health care.
No, it's not.
There's no care for your health, man.
Right.
Right, go ahead, what you say again?
That the plane/ship thing that you showed. Huge.
Yeah, the aircraft carrier.
Yeah, it was what's that thing called? I think it was called the Inchronoplane thing. And Russia had that.
Jet engines, and it can hover, like, kind of, it lifts up.
And that was built in the 1960s.
Yeah.
And you say that that's not hate, but yet when you got people gunning each other down, but they're using all these things, now that's a whole nother level.
Yeah, but they use but where are these so-called Negroes getting the guns at?
Exactly.
From your military.
Right.
It says Mr. Kim also said his country would soon introduce a new strategic weapon, but he left a door open for a dialogue and said the scope of testing would depend on the U.S.'s attitude. Yeah. And this is why Trump is, this could be all set up while Trump is being impeached and all that.
Yeah.
He could still declare war, or let's say martial law.
Mm-hmm.
He could declare a state of emergency. He has the power to still do certain things.
Right.
So this could be all set up, man. You know? It goes on to say, I'm going to jump down to the point. The North conducted several small weapons tests late 2019, and what was seen as an attempt to pressure the U.S. into making concessions. But the self-declared moratorium on nuclear tests and tests of intercontinental ballistic missiles, ICBMs, that could reach the U.S. mainland had been one of the foundations of negotiating with Washington. Now let's go jump to, unless you got something real quick.
You go ahead.
Let's go jump to Revelation 18. Okay. You know what? You hit Matthew 24.
I'm already in it.
Oh, okay. Well, you hit Revelation 18. You go to Matthew 24, which you want
You want me to go ahead, Lorraine?
Yeah, 24. I believe start at 4, I think.
Yeah.
Or is it? Let me see.
It can start at 4 or 5. I'll start at 4.
Okay.
Yeah, I start at 4. It's Matthew 24. You said 22?
24 and 4.
Okay, yeah. I don't know where I got 22 from. Yeah, this is Matthew 24 and 4. It says, and Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you.
And he was talking to the disciples. Go ahead.
Right. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many.
Now, why is this relevant? And he's talking to disciples, so you figure, well, wait a minute, that they done died and went on. Why is he saying this? Because there's a thing called reincarnation. You know?
Yep.
Those same men are back here listening to this word. Go ahead.
Yep. Come on. It says, verse 6, it says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. And see, now, wars and rumors of war, that's self-explanatory, really.
Yeah, because those are rumors.
Right.
Meaning that you're going to have like the woman in travail, 1 minute that's ready to give birth. 1 minute you're going to hear wars, and then you're going to hear the rumors of wars. You know, you're going to hear about it, this war. This is what we're just going through. Mm-hmm. And because it hasn't happened yet, a lot of people like, nah, it hadn't. These Israelites saying the same old stuff. That happened in every downfall empire, man.
What was that one claim? The war took too long.
Yeah. It was an Israelite actually said that. Yep. Go ahead.
Yep. Remember that big hype? I think it was back in 2000. They said that the world was supposed to end.
Right.
And then when they saw it wasn't ending, everybody just kind of stopped.
Right.
And they dropped off. 2012, they said it was in. They even made a movie on it.
Right.
Everybody stopped. They saw it wasn't ending.
Right.
Now I think a lot of people are saying 2020 ended. And they realize that we want to reach 2021. They're going to drop, and it's just going to be the same thing until this place fall. Right. That's why you gotta have faith. And Lord, we're faithful.
Well, we keep reading. I'm thinking here. Yahushua said, "I don't know, but the Father only."
Yep.
He said, "I don't even know." So the Lord going to have to. You remember, the day of the Lord is 1,000 years. Right. So when that time comes, which He's really on the way. Right. You know. Right. He's really on the way. We just the time here is so slow that it's fast for the Lord. You know. Go ahead. Who was reading?
I was reading on the 13. It says, see that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. It says, for nation shall rise against nation, meaning nationality against nationality. Kingdom against kingdom, meaning country against country, which you're seeing right now. And you're seeing all of it right now anyway. Right. And there shall be famines, and we are definitely in a famine. Whenever you got GMO to plant-based, you are definitely in a famine. Right. And pestilences, you can name a whole list of pestilences. One of the pestilence is this Happy New Year's things going around. That's one of the biggest pestilences that's going around right now. Cause that's a sickness.
CDC. Yeah,
you know. And earthquakes in diverse places. Okay. And diverse meaning that, just unusual places that just happen. Like everybody forget that an earthquake happened here in Baltimore. Everybody forget about that. Us personally, we don't forget about that stuff. Right. It says, all these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted.
Which they're already starting at.
Yep. And shall kill you. And ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
So don't worry about it. They come in your house and they drag you to a concentration camp.
And who's going to sell you out the most?
Your own family.
Your own family. And the other Israelite groups too.
Yep. Ones that sold out.
The ones that sold out,
Yep.
It was them over there. It wasn't me.
Yep.
I'm with you. When y'all don't realize that y'all hurting Esau too. They don't like y'all either. So they gonna link up. They gonna link every last one of you up.
Yep.
I was just looking through Revelation just a little bit. And just to prove that the Lord doesn't change at all, and this is the New Testament, right? This is Revelation. It said, I'm just looking at this, it says, and upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth.
That's how these other countries looking at America right now. They just getting fed up. You know, like you said, it could be fake. You know, I mean, it could be all set up, but they still fed up. You know,
Say they ain't forgot about that Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
nah, they ain't gonna forget about that.
You know,
They ain't gonna forget about that. You think just because they quiet, they forgot about it?
jump to 12.
You said there was like some kind of, still like some reactions.
I was just looking at it. Yeah, they said,
Oh,
from the effects.
Yeah, yeah.
That was just
Radiation poison, radioactivity.
Yup.
Radiation. See, anything that has energy produces some form of radiation.
Right.
Even your phone. Even your phone produces radiation.
Yep.
Your phone, your TV, your laptop,
Microwave.
your microwaves. They all produce some form of radiation.
Mm-hmm.
But there's safe levels. And then there's high levels. You know?
Yep.
The sun even, you know? But the Lord set it up. That's why he put an ozone layer there, man. And they messing that up.
They definitely are messing that up.
Everybody got cancer, man.
Yep.
Damn. People already out doing fireworks with this. My main question is, how is it going to be a new year? With these fireworks going off, how is it going to be a new year if everything's dead and cold?
Well, get that. Get Matthew 12 and 32 real quick. Who's in Matthew? You?
I'm in Matthew.
Yeah, jump to Matthew 12 and 32.
Okay.
So we're going into prophecy and we're going into the new year, which also revolves around the Queen of Heaven. This is all Queen of Heaven. Christmas, New Year, solstice, which we did. If you want to know more about that, we did a video on Christmas with Semiramis being killed, husband and son being killed, and where he was killed, they gathered him up. Pine tree sprung up, and whoever didn't worship the image, you know, that's the same thing coming back, the image of the beast. Okay, but there's going to be the mark of the beast and the image of the beast. The mark is the microchip, obviously. And when she got impregnated by the son, had a son by the name of Tammuz, and Tammuz was formed of the hair of the rabbit. That symbolizes the egg, because the rabbits don't lay eggs, but somehow they put rabbits and eggs together because the rabbit is a mammal. It doesn't lay eggs. So how did that come to play? That came from Tammuz. So then she declared herself the goddess of the sun. That's where you had Easter Sunday and Ishtar Moon Day. Okay? There's just a quick summary of this devil and everything going back basically to ancient Assyria, ancient Babylon. Okay? And then come into what you call the New Year. Okay? When everybody so-called worshiped the image of Nimrod and Tammuz. Okay? They created what you call a new year. Okay? Well, really, the new year came about after Pope Gregory, with his Gregorian calendar. There was no November, December, you know. So the month was named after the celestial. The days was numbered after the sun and the moon. Mm-hmm. Okay. Anyway, go ahead. It's a whole history on that.
Right.
But go ahead.
Right.
Matthew 12 and 32.
Yep. It's Matthew 12 and 32. It says, "And whosoever speaketh a word against the Son of Man, it shall be forgiven him."
Is that Matthew 12 and 32?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, it's Matthew 12 and 32.
Try 21, 32.
21, 32. Okay.
Or 22, was it 22, 32? Try 22, 32.
Okay. Matthew 22 and 32.
I think 32. Go to 31. 31.
Okay. It says, but as touching the resurrection of the dead, have ye not read that which was spoken unto you by Yahweh, saying, I am the God of Abraham, and the God of Isaac, and the God of and the God of Jacob.
What happened to everybody else? Why didn't he say I'm the God of Ishmael? Why didn't he say I'm the God of Molech?
Right.
All the other nations, Ishmael, Elam,
Yep.
Esau.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It says Yahweh is not the God of the dead, but of the living.
Right. So January 1st is the God. You're worshiping the God of the goddess, of the dead.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Because if you didn't worship the image, then you were put to death. So all you're doing is worshiping the death. Let me look up. There's several other things on the new year and where it comes from and all that. It's our job to expose a lot of that. I went in that years ago. Some of it I don't remember.
Right.
But you can go back to Revelation 18.
Okay. You were you in it?
You was in 18. You go to 18. Now, when you was reading Matthew 24, as you read on, some of it was 70 AD.
Mm-hmm.
You got to know what it's talking about then and now. But
right.
Basically, these things are written aforetime while learning today. Okay? Pathal, you read Revelation 18.
All right, 18:1.
Yeah.
All right, it says, and after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with its glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage for every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
Everybody can be a homo now. In other nations, you got killed for that. Some you still do.
Yep.
They already got where they said that Jesus was gay.
Yep.
Which you know what? Yeah, he was. Y'all Jesus.
Yep.
Jesus, period.
Jesus.
Let me read this again. This is ancient pagan customs. New Year is one of the oldest and most universal of all traditions. The customs of celebrating it has remained essentially unchanged for 4,000 years. Okay?
So would you tell us to forget about slavery, though?
Right. In ancient Babylon, remember, everything goes right back there.
Yep.
Ancient Babylon, New Year's festivals were closely bound to the pagan feast called Christmas, which meaning when you look at Christ means anointed, and Mass means death. So that would mean the death of the anointed. Okay, would be called Christmas today. Okay. In ancient Babylon, New Year festivals were closely bound to pagan feasts called Christmas today. When and how did New Year celebrations originate? Who began the custom? Mesopotamia writes, Earl will count, is the very ancient mother of civilization. Christmas began there over 4,000 years ago. The festival which will renew the world for another year, the 12 days of Christmas, the bright fires, and probably the Yule log. Now, when you look at the Yule log, that's where you get the term holly from. Holly, that's why they don't call it Holy Day, which is a separation. Holy means separate. They call it Holly Day. Now, Yule log was nothing but the holly branch. Okay? That's why you got Hollywood. And when you're dealing with Hollywood, it goes deep. But when you're dealing with Hollywood, you're dealing with mystical wizardry and witchcraft. That's why you had that movie with Will Smith, called Gemini Man.
Right.
And he made his face look like he showed himself younger. And that's all that wizardry and witchcraft that Hollywood is doing. Okay? That's why Christmas will talk about the Yule log. That's why they sacrifice children under that. That goes even to Halloween. Halloween is that hollow branch as well, man. You know? Anyway, the giving of presents, the carnivals, with their floats, their merry making and clowning and murmurers, and they may not go on to say orgies, but they was having orgies, homosexual orgies too.
Right.
Who sing and play for house to house, the feastings, the church possessions, with their lights and songs. All these and more began with the centuries before Christ was born, and they celebrated the arrival of the new year. That is how it began. The celebration of New Year's began in ancient Babylon in Mesopotamia. It was a pagan custom of ancient sun worship 2,000 years before the birth of Jesus. And that's what I went into earlier. This is some new article I read.
Okay.
That sun worship, Semiramis was supposedly had said, worship the sun. And that's why you go to church, a lot of you sheeple, you go to church, and on Sunday.
It so happened to be Sunday.
Sun. That's why they call it Sun's Day. The Sunday. And Monday means what?
Moon.
The moon's day. The word month comes from moon. Okay? You can go read it for yourself. A lot of people don't want to read.
But
You know?
you got a whole entire library stored inside of that little device that you either hold in your hand or put in your pocket.
I'm reading from it now.
Exactly.
The celebration of New Year's is never once commanded in the Bible. Jesus and the apostles never observed it. Most forbade it. Don't say it doesn't matter. It does matter to Yahweh whether we adopt the customs of the heathen. Okay? Your Bible says, learn not the way of the heathen. And it goes on and on. And then after a while, it came up to the Greeks, the Romans. They started following and practicing them customs, sacrificing children. And of course, Hollywood does the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know, there's a whole article on here. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but this is the wickedness of Esau. It's not in the Bible. Okay.
Yeah.
Who in Revelation?
I think he's still around.
Go ahead, he read. Now, when you read Mark, there's so many scriptures again. When you read Mark 12 and 28, that's the first commandment. Love the Lord with all your heart. And he says, oh, Israel, by the way, the Israelites. Go ahead.
Right.
All right. It says, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her.
Right. Everybody said now that everybody talking about going to the Holy Land. Israelites going to the Holy Land.
Hey, why would you want to go there right now?
The land is not holy.
Yeah, exactly. Like, why the hell would you want to go there right now?
They're stepping on it. This is our land. This is our man. That land is defiled. The Lord ain't with that land right now, man.
Right. The hell with that land right now.
You know. Jump to which one you at?
3,
Jump to 9.
9. All right.
We're not gonna get all of the time. We're gonna go a couple more minutes. Go ahead.
All right. It says.
Go to 8. Gotta get that in there.
It says, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine.
Yep.
And she shall be utterly burnt with fire.
Like they did a witch.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
And this is witchcraft, you know? So Hollywood is the forefront of witchcraft. Okay? Go ahead.
Alright. It says, for strong is the Lord God, well, Yahweh, who judgeth her. It says, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her.
Yep.
When they shall see the smoke of her burning.
They're going to be like, America's done. All these foreigners, these heathens, they're here making money off of us. You know, go ahead.
Alright. Alright, it says, stand afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city, Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come.
Yep. Yeah, man, it's going to take long for them missiles to come in and destroy this place, man.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Alright, it says, and the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her. For
They're only going to weep and mourn over her because they ain't going to be in no more business. Go ahead.
For no man buyeth their merchandise
Right.
anymore.
Right, that's it. Go ahead.
The merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones and of pearls and fine
Linen.
linen and purple and silk and scarlet.
See, when John read these, seeing all this, he don't see it the way we see it, you know, because they didn't know what we know now. We're able to break down a lot of this stuff being seen. He just saw it as a vision of what it is. Now we understand what the precious silver and the stones and all that is, and the pearls. We understand that that's jewelry, but we understand also that's your furniture. You know, that's your TVs. You know, that was all precious. You know, go ahead.
And then today, all that stuff is money and paper money.
Yep. Go ahead.
Alright, it says, and all thine wood.
The scarlet and all thine in wood. You know, no, you might think it's ancient times, just a slab of wood. Yeah, it's your furniture and all that, man. You know, that's good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, go ahead.
And all manner vessels of ivory, and all manner vessels of most precious wood.
Yep. Precious wood. Go ahead.
And of brass and iron and marble.
Yeah, your cars and all that stuff.
Oh.
You know, all kinds of stuff, man.
Oh.
Go ahead.
It says, and cinnamon and odors.
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 They just spell it different. That's like your colognes, your shampoos,
your fragrances, basically.
your fragrances, your food.
Yeah.
You know, because food comes too. Go ahead.
It says, and ointments and frankincense.
Yep.
And wine and
Yep.
oil and fine flour and wheat.
That's your food. And beast.
Yeah, and beast.
That's like your meat, your chicken, your cows. Go ahead.
And
Your pigs.
Yep.
Yep.
And sheep.
Yep.
And horses. And chariots.
Yep.
And slaves. And souls of men.
Right, because they use them as slaves. You know, chariots is your cars. Hey, he broke all that down, man.
And then for them, it'll just say, and pork chops and shrimp.
Yep.
And crabs.
All your luxury meat, your luxury pleasures.
They have a nice table with an apple in the pig mouth.
Yep. I'm going to go to 17. For 1 hour, so great riches has come to naught. You know, everybody made money off of America, man. And every shipmaster, talking about the ships, you had people say America is not Babylon, it's the Vatican. I don't know what the hell they talking about.
These people are bugged out.
You know, the shipmaster, come on, man. This is the biggest trade, import, export in the world, okay? And all the company of ships and sailors, and as many as trade by sea stood far off, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? And they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, alas, alas, that great city where it was made, okay, made rich all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness, for 1 hour she is made desolate. Now, why is it saying that? Because all those ships that was coming over here making money back and forth, you know, they're not gonna be able to make that money. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets. Right? Hear that? We're gonna rejoice. The sign and cry that Ezekiel 9:4. All that sign and crying, we're gonna rejoice in that day. Lord willing, we're the elect. I'm the elect. Let me see that again. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, ye holy apostles and prophets, for God hath revenged you on her. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone, GMS, and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. So we know sometimes you go in the book of Jeremiah was prophesied the downfall of the daughter of Babylon too. Okay, because that Babylon it still survived, so to speak. Just changed the name in the Middle East. And the voice of our harpers and musicians, and of our pipers and trumpets. That's all you rappers, you singers. You know, America's Got Talent, and everybody's singing and blowing the voices.
Only talent America got is pure wickedness, and confusion.
But this is going to I'm gonna keep reading. And the voice of the harpers and the musicians and the pipers and the trumpets shall be heard no more at all in thee. Yeah, that was right. Yeah, no more of that rap. You know, no more boom, 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 boom. You know, shaking the ground with the music and all that.
No more of that sip music.
No more of that sip. I'm gonna be on my knees begging you, please.
Yeah,
no more of that. I'll give you my card, my bank account.
No more of them teaching lies in school saying that pork is healthy.
Yeah, none of that. Every evil creature got vitamins in it because dumbasses need vitamins to sustain itself.
Right.
Goddamn, a roach have fucking vitamins, man. Excuse the language. People stupid, man. That's just the excuse, man.
And we gotta look at the thing that I'm getting out of 2020 is just looking at the constant decline of the human mind.
It's just getting worse and worse. The internet's for the help, you know. And no craftsmen, you know. There ain't gonna be no more here. The houses being built. No more that street. That street construction is no worse.
Yeah,
you know.
Oh, that goddamn door.
The Most High gonna put the serious jackhammer on that, man.
Yup.
Okay. Whatsoever craft he shall be found any more in thee. There ain't gonna be no more carpenters, man. No more mechanics. No more cooks and chefs. No more doctors, lawyers.
No more damn confusion about the time.
Nope.
I was just looking on that.
Yep. And the sound of the millstone shall be heard no more at all in thee. And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee. And the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. There ain't gonna be no more marriages and weddings. They're all fake anyway. Notice the black woman all of a sudden, she's not worried about marriage unless she can get a white man to marry now.
Mm-hmm.
She don't care about marriage now. But see, when your black ass, Jake, when you had power, she was the quick to marry you. Put a ring on it. Put a ring on it. You know, marry me, marry me.
Yep.
Now your ass is broke, and you ain't making as much money as she is. She don't want to marry you now.
Nope, she wants no parts to do with you.
You don't want nothing to do with your ass. And you niggas deserve it, man.
Definitely.
You deserve every goddamn thing you get, you super simps, man.
Yup.
You ought to get a big garment and turn it around backwards and put SS on your chest, man.
Yup.
A super simp. You deserve that, man. Okay, and we gotta close up. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth, for by the sorceries were all nations deceived. And in her was found the blood of prophets and of saints, and all that were slain upon the earth. Right? Because in order for you Edomites to get the punishment you're going to get, you're gonna be responsible for the bloodshed of many people, man. You know, okay? You're responsible for the bloodshed of innocent animals. Okay, the earth in itself. You're responsible for the bloodshed of that. The bloodshed of delivering the prophets. You're responsible for the bloodshed of Yahushua, mainly. You're going to pay for that. You're going to pay for Hiroshima and Nagasaki. You're going to pay for all these things you've done. Let me get, were you still in Revelation?
God.
Go to 1-7 real quick and we'll close on that.
I was just looking on my phone. It says it's 12 o'clock at midnight, right? But at 12 o'clock at midnight, they count that as a new day. But isn't that midnight?
It's just another lie they put out.
Yeah, that goes back to Egyptian worship. You know, where they split all the days up where they had. See, really, your new day comes in when you have what you call, you have sundown, and then you have you have sunrise, you have sundown. When it gets, you know, like when you do Sabbath, sundown to sundown, that's a day.
Right.
Okay. And the light, when the lights start coming up,
that's your new day.
Yep.
That'll probably be about what? 4:30, 5 o'clock?
Yep. When it's going down.